Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and this is gonna be a little bread recipe review. I got this mix from a company called Fort Green and a wonderful woman named Justina. Hello, Justina. When I featured this gluten-free bread mix on a blog post that I did, and if you only watch my videos, you're missing out because I do some really fun blog posts. And one of my favorite themes that I kind of do is called the WiTCH list, and I will feature usually Etsy stores, but not always, and I'll make lists on a theme. And the last one I did was on Lamas or Lunasad, autumn transition, and this baked better gluten-free mix was on the list, and they sent me this sample. And what's interesting about this is all you have to do to make this bread is add water. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like and tell you what it tastes like. The ingredients are brown rice flour, light buckwheat flour, teff flour, rolled oats, ground flaxseed meal, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, guar gum, and dry yeast. So for all my gluten-free friends out there, this one's for you. Okay, so I spoke so soon. It does take more than water. The recipe on the back actually calls for 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt. And if you know me from Sad to Sexy, you know I am all about the pink Himalayan salt. And it also suggests adding a sweetener, some sugar, which you know I don't use, or honey. I'm just gonna use some stevia, some sweet leaf sweet drops, and I'll probably add like 5 to 8. We'll just kind of eyeball it, a few drops of that to sweeten it up a little bit. And then other than that, it takes 2.5 cups of water. Once you open the package, you get this very pretty flour and some yeast packets that you are going to add to the flour, and then the 2.5 cups of water should be warm water. And I just want to add that I eat a mostly grain-free diet. My days of eating gluten-free products are pretty much behind me, but I do practice an 80-20 rule, whereas I eat a grain-free diet 80% of the time, and 20% of the time I allow for some cheat foods, and that's not just grain. Like my cheat foods would be like a really high-quality dark chocolate, or some really yummy goat cheese, but also occasionally it will be a gluten-free something rather. But in general, I prefer like paleo type of breads and cookies and things like that if I'm going to have something bread-like. But I was just really interested in this mix, and I thought it looked fun, and that I would give it a try and tell you what I think. Yay! There it is! Pre-baked. That's the dough, all mixed up with the hot water and the yeast and the salt and a little bit of stevia. And I greased an 8.5-inch loaf pan with some butter from grass-fed cows. I like the Kerrygold brand because you can get it anywhere and it's fairly affordable. And I love to shop at Etsy and support small businesses that way because corporations have taken over everything, so I think it's important to do that. And I'm just excited that they sent me this mix, and I'm excited to taste it. My son has to eat a gluten-free diet, so I know he's going to be really into this. And I'm just going to leave it sit out now covered for 45 minutes before putting it in the oven. There it is, fresh out of the oven, 375 degrees for 1 hour. So after this cools off a little bit, I'm gonna slice it up, put a little bit more butter on it, and then tell y'all how it tastes. Okay, so there it is. I tasted some without the butter, so I could give you a fair and accurate assessment, and I tasted some with the butter. I have to say, without the butter, it tastes a lot like what I remember Roman meal tasting like as a kid, and this would make really great sandwich bread. So if you are a person that is gluten-free and you are looking for an awesome mix to make some sandwich bread, I would say look up Fort Green gluten-free bread. There's the glare. Obviously, I will put a link down below, so that'll make that easy, and I'm off to eat some bread with my kid. Much love.